we all agree we spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on some great organic potting soil. My favorite organic potting soil is FoxFarm's Ocean Forest. It's been around since the 1980s. For those that are cannabis growers, you're very familiar with this product, but this is the creme de la creme of potting soils for just about any kind of organic growing. The best soil I've ever used for tomatoes, peppers, berries, you name it. It comes ready to go with all the great organic ingredients in it, from worm earth castings and bat guano. It's also got all sorts of perlite and forest humus, and it's a perfect soil to start your seedlings as well as enrich your plants. But like I said, I'm not going to throw this away from last year. I grew some tomatoes in here, and I know it's depleted of nutrients and stuff. So I'm going to put some more perlite in there to lighten it up. I use the Valley Gardener brand. It's organic and natural, and it's a really good perlite. I got that. Everything actually I get on Amazon. The best nutrients while you're growing is I use the FoxFarm's products. I got a fantastic yield from my tomatoes and my tomatillos and my peppers and my cucumbers and my whole garden last year. I used the what they call their Big Grow product, and this is their big nitrogen product. So this you use during the growing season. And all of this is hydroponic, or it can be mixed in water, and it can be used with your waterings every day. And the Tiger Bloom I use about once a week during the growing season, but primarily this stuff is what you want to use to set fruit and to produce the most beautiful peppers and tomatoes imaginable, and it's all organic. And then a product that I use on every watering from beginning to end is the FoxFarm's liquid plant food. This stuff's full of bat guano, it's full of worm castings, and it's got some other trace organic things such as fish emulsion and some other little treats. You can see the ingredient list right here. Go to the posting down below. You'll get all the information on all three of them. Amazon sells a starter pack where you could buy 3 of these in a smaller bottle, but you're gonna need to buy these in the quart size to grow any kind of decent product during the year, because you're gonna use a lot. You're gonna consume a lot of this stuff every time you water. I also, for my soil reconditioning project, I'm gonna be using earthworm castings, and I highly recommend the Wiggle Worm Soil Builder. This is a really good organic worm casting product, and like everything, I can get it on Amazon. So I'm going to take some worm castings, about a 20-to-1 ratio with my old soil, to put some organics and get the biodiversity and get it all reconditioned and get some nitrogen in the soil. I'm also going to put some more perlite in there, because after a year of growing, the soil gets packed up and perlite becomes a very important area of the soil. So I mix this up and I measure it, but it's pretty much a feel thing. You want to have that nice airy soil. And the third thing I'll do with this reconditioned soil is I have a compost pile like most of us do, and I'm going to put 1/3 of my 5-gallon my buckets. I usually mix this up in a 5-gallon bucket. I'll put 1/3 of my homemade compost pile into this. So I got 2/3 old soil, 1/3 compost, and then I'll put the perlite And I'll also offset it with, I'd say in a 5-gallon bucket I do about 1 cup of worm castings at the beginning of the year. So I'll put the wiggle worm in there. And then on every watering from there on out, I'll use my FoxFarm products. My Grow Big during the growth phase. I'll use Tiger Bloom about once a week during the growth period. You can see it's a 284, and the Grow is a 644, so it's got a lot more nitrogen in it. And then this stuff, the Big Bloom, it's a light fertilizer. It's a 0.5.7, but it's primarily bat guano and earthworm casting, so it keeps the plants heavy on the root health. So between all of these products, this is my secret for reconditioning old soil and making it almost as good as buying fresh FoxFarm soil. I can get away with this for about 3 years in a row. I'll throw it away, or I'll use it as a bottom fill in my planter boxes or my raised beds after 3 years, because there's vital minerals and stuff that you just can't replace, and you got to start over. So about every 3 years I'll go out and spend hundreds of dollars, and I'll change my all my pots out with some fresh FoxFarm's Ocean Forest. On Amazon, you should expect to pay about $30 for 1.5 cubic feet of this stuff, but it is truly the best soil you can use out there, and especially if you're a container gardener like myself. I grow in 5-gallon buckets, and my whole garden is containers or earth boxes, and I'll pretty much use FoxFarms in all my containers, because I know that they're going to give that container 100% nutrients and drainage, which is really important when you grow in containers.